Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Shay, your local numerologist. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Make sure you leave your comments below. I love to read all of your experiences, guys. And then, as always, happiness is the goal. And you guys know love is the most important thing, and it always will be, always has been, always, always, always. All right, so we got some 5-digit numbers here. So let's see. Y'all already know what the number is. I clearly don't because I have not looked over these cards. We have a 9 in reverse. So, my first thoughts on the 9 in reverse, not looking at the rest of the cards, is giving a vibe of lack of humanity. Just people not being empathetic or something like that. Got a 4. Let's get lack of humanity, focus on money, focus on material possessions, not willing to make a whole lot of changes. 2, this is a need to reconnect to spirit. Ooh, right, and find empathy again. Find empathy again. So we got 2 9s and a 4, so the number is 4. But to add it all together, it would be 22. Yeah. So 22 coming out here, definitely coming out in reverse. Not in reverse, coming out upright, matching numbers or whatever. It does seem like this is a number that is important to you. So if you guys have not saw the number 22 angel number reading, make sure you guys check that out. I will try to remember to leave it in the cards so that you guys can click on it at the top of the screen. And I'm just going to write it in my notes real quick. All right, so number 22 to me is a really big deal, right? Because it's kind of finding this spiritual essence that is supported by your guides and creating a new foundation that way. So a lot of the changes that we are afraid to make in this instance is because we don't believe that if we make these changes, we'll still be stable. But right now, not only are we not living in our truth, but we are hurting other people. So this could be somebody you are dealing with, or this could be you yourself. Normally when I do these readings, they are in the second person. So just if it, take it how it resonates, right? If it resonates for someone else, take it like that. I do want you guys to be careful though, because if you are in a situation where you're dealing with somebody who is money over people in every single aspect of their life, they're always going to choose the money, they're always going to choose the foundation or whatever the case may be. You are expendable to them. You don't mean as much to them as they would like you to think. You are a means to an end. They don't really see you as an individual, but as somebody that they could use to get something that they want. So I do think that is something that you guys need to be very, very aware of as you move forward. Because you being used is bullshit. Nobody deserves that. At the very least, if you gonna use me, be honest with me and pay me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know we going to work to get used. They pay us to be used for our skills or whatever the case may be. They literally pay us to do that. But in any other aspect where this is some kind of relationship or you are giving more than you're receiving, and that can be in any aspect, you guys definitely don't want to be in that energy. So I do get a little bit of a combative type energy. It's almost like being in denial, like you can't believe that this person will put anything above you or something like that. Yeah, they can. Okay. A lot of people's, I'm going to say this, but a lot of people's happiness is kind of banking on the things that they have, getting that perfect job and that perfect house and that perfect car. But we all know that once we reach our goals, we always set new goals, right? And so, basing your happiness off of some goals that you've set can be alarming. It can be damaging to your psyche. And honestly, it doesn't help you become a better person. It's very, very confusing. Remember, guys, there's nothing more important in this world than your relationships, right? The relationships you keep with people, you need them to be healthy, you need them to be equally beneficial. And when I say that, I don't mean like all the time it's 50 and 50. No, because we're not always able to give everything we have. Sometimes we give 80% because this person doesn't have it in them to give anything but the 20. But just know when you only have that 20 to give, a good support system, they're going to give you that 80. And that's period. That's just how it goes, guys. That is how it goes. So reviewing this number again, 94522. Definitely getting heavy changes that are coming up. I also get this energy that you guys need to be careful of some kind of karmic cycle that is coming back around. Um, Compassion first, speak less, more compassion. That's what I'm getting, that you guys may be struggling with compassion. And the reason I get that is because you guys may be like, I don't know, I just feel like there's a conflict of interest here. Like you're working, for example, you may be working for a company that's essentially just scamming people and not giving them what they deserve. Or they may be misleading, you know? So the compassion that you struggle with is, hey, you need this job, you got to follow the rules. However, some of the rules at that job are a little bit misleading, and your empathy and your compassion has you looking like, man, I don't really know if I can do this, right? So compassion over your voice. You don't have to speak out as much as you have to be true to yourself. So make sure you are standing by work that you can be proud of. All right. Okay, we're gonna grab some trinkets. See what we got going on here. I just want one for each. Is that the gingerbread man? I mean, we got all new trinkets. Oh yeah, this is upright. Got some wings, candy cane. All right. So let's start with the gingerbread man. It's this fictional character, and um I'm not sure why. I don't know the story of the gingerbread man, but I don't like him. And I don't know if he got eaten or whatever the case may be. I do not know. But I'm telling y'all, I get a bad vibe here. I'm getting a very, very heavy vibe here. Maybe it's the ginger and gingerbread. That's, because ginger is not great. But anyway, I'm going to stop making jokes. Um, so, first thing that stands out to me is that this feels very holiday themed, right? Very like Christmassy, because when you think about the gingerbread man, Christmas, candy canes, Christmas, we got a little snowman here. Christmas is in the middle of winter. Um, yeah. So I definitely feel that energy that you guys may struggle with the holidays. And this could really be any holiday, even if it's like, when your birthday comes around, you struggle with that. Because of some kind of past trauma that you have not overcome or healed from or learned to work with, would probably be better terms than that. So then I was getting the message of something like biting a bullet. It's almost like it's some kind of pain that you need to just go ahead and go through and stop trying to avoid. Some kind of secret that you're keeping for somebody else. Okay, and the secret does have to do with money, stability, a good foundation. 4 represents boundaries, And I do feel boundaries, but not in like secret boundaries, but I do feel like you guys putting up appropriate boundaries. And again, I be feeling like I'm a broken record here. You have to put up the appropriate boundaries to live your best life. And we forget about boundaries, right? Because how many times have you guys experienced somebody at work and they're just like, oh, well, I can't do this and I don't want to do this because I don't want to be fired, right? It's just like how we get so used to coming to work sick because we need the money and they're not going to pay us for time off, or we want to use our sick time for a real vacation. I was a firm believer, like, honey, I want to be off when I'm well, not when I'm sick, right? But those boundaries are inappropriate, right? Because when you are sick, you need rest, you need to get better, you have to put yourself and your health first. And in turn, that does put other people's health first by not going out sick, because like that's not cool. um, but I do get that there are some appropriate boundaries that need to be set up, and then also that there are some secrets that need to be shared. So we're definitely going to dive into that. Um, the wings is definitely giving me fly above the bullshit. I also get a message of listening to your ancestors, to your guides, to your angels, to kind of listen to what they're telling you, because there's this big pattern, and the word pattern is screaming, this big pattern of fear here. So we got 4 on both sides. We have 2 cards on both sides. I don't know if I talked about this before, but the reason, like, I really like the double twos just because 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 squared is 4, right? And I just think the number 2 is very interesting for that because it's the only number that does that. Like, it's the only number you could just go through it. 2 plus 2 times 2 squared is all the same number. Um, Equals 4. I don't know if I said 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 squared is 4. I think I said 2. But whatever the case may be, it's a 4, right? And no matter how you mix it up and change it around, it's a fucking 4. It's going to be the same. And so in the same way that it is like versatile and unique, it's the same, right? So it's kind of like it's you keep putting in the same thing and expecting a different outcome, right? So it's kind of like if you go to that job every day, it doesn't matter which way you go. It doesn't matter, if you took 14th Street today and you're going to take Broadway tomorrow, you're still going to the same place, right? Same as if you, I don't know. It's like, it's kind of like you are expecting, like you're doing something kind of different and expecting different results, but it's not different enough, right? It's like you have to be all in to make these changes. Like you have to switch it up more than you have been doing, because what you've been doing is resulting in the same outcome. I definitely get that pretty heavy here. So let's keep it going. Let's put some numbers. I took out the double digits just for the double digits to just pop up still. I just want to say that. I just want to say that. So we got the 8 of Swords coming up, right? So a lot of people might think, and capitalism will have you thinking, right, that, hey, I can hurt other people, or I can not give a damn about other people, and, I'll still get my payday, right? Like, you see people, they treat people like shit, and they're all like, oh, yeah, well, I got more money than you, da-da-da-da-da, and all of this other shit that don't matter. Like, shit that literally does not matter, right? And really, they are keeping themselves in a prison. They are keeping themselves in the box. There are very few rich people who lack empathy and are happy at the same time. Like, they be unhappy. How often are their smiles real? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going through all this bullshit. And you know how we say hurt people hurt people? Why do we forget that when it comes to people that have a lot? Why do we forget that? You know, this idea that you are jealous of somebody that, you know, is a mass murderer just because they have money, or that poisons people just, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So let's not strive to be people that are not treating people well. Because when it comes down to it, um, like I said before, the most important thing in life, they are your relationships. Anything can happen to us at any time, and you want to make sure you build relationships with people who just care about you. And I'm not talking about, um, what do they call it? I don't know why the word fraternizing came to my mind, but that's not what I meant. Networking is the word that I meant. I'm not talking about networking. I'm not talking about meeting people because they can benefit you financially. No, I'm talking about building real relationships with people just because they mean something to you, right? I still feel that icky vibe there. I still feel like somebody is doing something shady behind the scenes to kind of keep you trapped, kind of keep you from healing, keeping some kind of secret because they don't want you to thrive and move forward. They want to keep you in this energy. So this could be like, I don't know why money is really at the front of my mind, but it is right now. Like, the only thing I can think about is money and like having shit. But it's kind of like when somebody's like, "Oh yeah," because these millionaires, billionaires do it all the time. "Oh yeah, I built this from the ground up. I was just like you," when really they weren't just like you. I mean, not saying that people ain't made it from the bottom to the top. They have. But I feel like you hear a lot less of this from them than people whose parents were rich and could support them through whatever they wanted. People who had those connections, right? A lot of musicians and artists, even if you don't see like the connections that they have up front, they got connections in the back. They say they came up from nothing, but when your uncle is Stevie Wonder, then did you really come up from nothing? Even if he couldn't buy you shit, he could still introduce you to people who helped you move up. So I definitely don't want you guys to get distracted by that, because a lot of people lie about their efforts. I hate to say it like that, but that's really how I feel that you guys are going through. Somebody lying that they came from the dirt, the mud, whatever you call it, and they have not. They have not. They might have lived next door to the mud, but they were driving around that shit. They were seeing it with their eyes and kept it moving. Like, I ain't never told y'all I was from the projects. I am not. I'm not rich or no shit like that. But it's just the point that I grew up in a pretty ghetto place, but I wasn't really in the ghetto. I mean, I could go if I wanted to, but that's just not how it was. And to present myself as something other than that is definitely not cool, especially if I get in a place to influence others to pretend that, hey, I was where you were and I wasn't. Really doesn't represent honesty, integrity, is very dishonest. And then when people find out the truth, then they don't feel as motivated because they're like, man, you lying. Ain't nobody just gonna become a billionaire. Like, your parents already had millions. Like, you got to start your life off with $1 million. That's not the same as the rest of us, and it's not. It's not. It's very demotivating. Okay. So we got the Ace of Wands coming up in reverse. So I'm feeling this dishonesty around this foundation is about passion, and it also gives me hard work, right? So whatever energy this is, someone is pretending like, oh yeah, I got this way because I worked hard. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I didn't drink. All I did was work toward my goal every day, da 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 da. When in reality, that's not what happened. They lacked passion in it. And what I'm getting is like this person was like ready to give up. Um, and they had given up for a while. And then they saw an opportunity and then they picked it back up. I get that for some of you guys. I also get that somebody ended up in this position because of who they knew, and they kind of put them there. And honestly, they don't want to be there. They're unhappy with their situation. There could be some other energies out there, but that's just the one I'm picking up. All right, so we got Five of Cups, double fives here. Five of Cups in reverse with the wings. Okay, two double fives in reverse. So Five of Cups in reverse is about healing or kind of like getting over the bullshit. Like something bad happened, something that was kind of unfortunate. This isn't like, I could say it's not like murder, but it could be, but it's really not. And so just feeling sad because of something that happened that you just gotta pick it up and keep moving, right? Somebody steps on your foot, like it's gonna hurt for a second, but even if they apologize, you can't go back and not have your foot stepped on. Like it's done, right? So it's kind of like one of those things. Okay, I'm over it, and so this is gonna help you fly above it. Some of you guys may be trying to prove something. I always advise against proving yourself in any instance, only because when you get in that energy of, oh, somebody said I can't do it, I'm going to do it, it may change the direction of your life because you're trying to prove something as opposed to trying to be happy and move forward in your destiny. You're always going to come back to, oh, well, I said I was going to do this, so I got to do this, so this person will be wrong. That's ego talking, and it's honestly not that deep. If a motherfucker want to say, oh, well, you're never going to be president of the United States, and then you look into being president and you really don't like the way that looks, you don't even really want to try because maybe politics seem dumb to you now more than it did, back then. It's not your job to be like, no, no, I said I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep moving forward, okay? So this has to do with your ambitions. This does not have to do with keeping promises to people. Although I'm a firm believer, you should always do your best to keep your promises. However, if they go against who you are, if they are wrong, if they make you feel bad or anything like that, you definitely should not be keeping them and should rethink how you make your promises. Nine of Pentacles. So we got the candy cane on the Nine of Pentacles, number two as well. Definitely coming to an 11 for me. Definitely coming to an 11. I do feel like there is a new doorway available. And the Nine of Pentacles is this energy of look around at the things that you already have. At the things that you have worked very hard for, right? And recognize what you like about it, what you enjoy about it. This is like enjoying the fruits of your labor, enjoying the things that you've already done and you've already worked hard for. This isn't saying, hey, I still don't need to work hard, but what is the point of working and working and working and never getting to enjoy the things that you want? I had this one teacher, and I believe he was my English teacher, y'all. I don't really remember, but he used to say that one, you're older for longer than you're young. And then he also used to say that people, they work so hard and they never get to enjoy the things that they work so hard for because they're always out there working, right? They're always out there doing this and doing that, and they don't enjoy it. They work and they buy this house and they figure out like, hey, now I gotta work all these hours to keep this house I bought. And you buy your house to enjoy it, right? You don't buy your house so you can't ever be in it. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Um, and then we have the Two of Swords. Spirit is like, you've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And we have this energy of winter here. So winter is the energy of sacrifice. It's the energy of kind of things dying off. It's the energy of endings, right? And so in a lot of ways, it feels like you guys don't see how a lot of things have ended and how, you don't need to think like that anymore. And in a lot of ways, I feel that you guys need to allow some things to end. Recognize the dead space that you're sitting in. And Spirit just said it just like that, dead space. It's just dead space. There's no movement. There's no going forward. There's no going backward. You have to move yourself up out of that dead space, re-energize, right? Because we lost some motivation over here. We absolutely did. There's some motivation lost. And mostly that is because there's a constant looking back at what was. Um, Maybe some truths that you didn't know before. Somebody just lying about how they got this. And people will do that. People will tell you, oh yeah, I did this and this and that, and I worked all these hours, when really, like, whole time they mama was their boss and kept moving them up. Whole time they uncle knows somebody who gave them a word and was like, hey, hire them because they working for some kind of partner company or something like that. Don't believe the hype, okay? People like to bullshit. People like to lie. People like to look good. People are ashamed. Like, most people are ashamed when everyone around them has to work hard for the things that they got, and then they didn't. It was handed to them. So they'll pretend to be part of the crowd. So let's get a final message for those seeing 94522. Final message 94522. Final message 94522. Final message 94522. Okay. We got the Six of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. What I'm getting is that you guys have been successful, and you guys are recognized right now in something. I just don't know what that is. But you are recognized in whatever you're doing right now. People look at your work, they appreciate your work. Maybe they put your work on a pedestal. Maybe they put you on a pedestal. Maybe you enjoy that, like some part of yourself does. And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. So how I feel right now is this Ten of Cups is, again, I'm getting that vibe of biting a bullet. It's almost like you are going to have to go through this in order to come out on the other side of having joy and emotional fulfillment. And what it looks like is some opportunity. So what I'm getting is either this is an opportunity you feel like you missed, or this is an opportunity that is coming up that you are on the fence about because it's going to take more time away from those things that you actually want. And Spirit is saying, just skip over it. If it's not going to make you happy, if it's not going to make you emotionally available, if right now, in the position that you're in right now, you can still go to work, pay your bills, spend time with your family, go on vacations and all of that, and y'all gotta have recognized how rare that is. I don't know how many people I'm talking to right now, but if that's the position that you live in life right now, then definitely don't skip over that. Look around and be like, hey, I got my crib, I got my car, I got this man, this woman next to me that just loves the hell out of me right now. I get to spend time with my kids, whether it's homeschooling or I get to spend time with them doing their homework and all of that. I get to spend time with myself, give myself self-love, You know, I get to be there for my partner and support them in the things that they do. Don't take that shit for granted. Do not. Don't take it for granted. A lot of people don't have that. And if you don't have all of those things, don't give up one to get more of the other. You know what I'm saying? So don't give up time with your family so that you can work more, so that you can have more shit, but you're still not going to have that time with your family, which is also so very important. So overall, for this message, I do get that you guys are going through a winter period where things are feeling stagnant and you don't feel like you should move forward right now. And Spirit is saying something about the missed opportunity was intentional, and you're having a hard time seeing that right now because I feel like you guys didn't get something that you really wanted. But all in all, this person is on bullshit. They got where they are by doing bullshit things. I don't know how that applies to you. I'm just saying somebody wasn't being completely honest about the opportunity anyway. So you did miss it, so that you can have a better life, okay? So I'm going to wrap that up right now, guys. This is all I have for you. If you've been seeing 94522, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Make sure you leave your experiences in the comments. And as usual, guys, happiness is always the goal. I'll see you next time.